welcome to Torian Tarot. I have another deck review for you to continue our celebration of spooky season. I'm bringing another one of my favorite decks, and that is, as you can see, the Disney Hocus Pocus tarot deck. This was another one where when I saw it was a thing, I just had to get it. And again, this is more, I like to call them vanity decks. They're more of just for my collection that I like to look at rather than to read with. But I have to say, this is a very cute deck. This is another one of those movies that I've been in love with since it came out. And I'm probably dating myself because I remember when it came out. I'm old enough to remember when it came out and the very first time I ever watched it, and I've been hooked ever since. The cover of the box gives us a good idea of what the art style is going to be like. Definitely has likeness to the characters, but is more cartoony for sure. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Here's the side with the stars, and it says the official tarot deck based on the classic Disney film. And this is why the art is looking so familiar to me. If you saw my last deck review I did for The Nightmare Before Christmas, Minerva Siegel was one that was involved with it. It's a different illustrator that goes by Dread, but it's neat to see that she was involved in both projects. And then there's also Tori Schaefer as well. I'll take a look at the back here. I just know I'm going to have to watch this movie after I do this deck review. So on the back we have a few of the cards there, and it says, bring a touch of witchcraft into your tarot practice with this official tarot deck inspired by Disney's classic film Hocus Pocus. Featuring original illustrations of Max and Danny Dennison, the Sanderson sisters, Thackeray Binks, and many more as classic tarot characters. So let's open it up and see what we have. So right on top we have Binks there on the cover of the guidebook. Very cool backing to the tarot cards themselves. Alright, let's see what this guidebook has to offer. I love the intro already. It has the one spell that they used. A little intro to the deck itself. How to understand your tarot deck. Again, how to understand your tarot deck. If you haven't seen my other video, I talk about how this is the first thing that I look at when I get a new deck, just to see if they've added any new major arcana cards or they refer to the suits as something different. Just by briefly looking over the introduction, the Fool's Journey is very similar to the adventures of Max as he struggles to stop the Sanderson sisters. And just like in the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, they did rename the suits. So we have the suit of candles, which is going to represent the cups, which is going to be hard to keep straight in my head because I'm going to automatically think those are wands. The suit of pumpkins, which are the pentacles. The suit of lightning, which are the swords. And the suit of potions, which are the wands. Yeah, that's not confusing at all. So a little bit different there. And there's little Danny. The illustrator did a fantastic job with this deck, I can tell you that. So just flipping through, I always love when they do the color illustrations. I know it costs more in production, but it definitely makes for a pleasant guide. Looks like we're going to have Max Dennison as the Fool, but that's to be expected, as he's about to light the black flame candle. And I like that it gives background on the characters and reasons why they chose them for those specific cards. So we'll actually look at the cards. I don't want to go through every single one. But just to give you an idea, here's the different minor arcana. And this one has a tarot reading section, which I always love. A little blurb here. There's a little magic in everything we do. Taking your little sister out to trick or treat could turn into a grand adventure, or passing a note to a person you have a crush on could result in a new romance. Although not everyone may possess a grimoire of ancient spells, we can all choose to let some hocus pocus into our lives. As a reader of tarot, you already have. Now is the time to take the magic held within your new deck and truly make it your own. It tells you how to cleanse the deck and how to take care of your deck, which I think is super important. and how to prepare for your reading with none other than the Sanderson sisters. I really do like this style of art. It's very cool. And we do have some spreads. So this one is a 3-card spread called The Wisdom of Witches. And it says this is a fast and easy reading for a simple question that can be answered by yes or no. And I know those are very well sought after, and sometimes I am the same way. I just want my tarot cards to get to the point. So a straight yes or no is a nice tool to have. Here we have a 5-card spread called the Cat's Eye that will help you determine when the time has come to let go, when to hold on, and what to look forward to in the future. It's similar to one that I looked at for The Nightmare Before Christmas too. And what's a Hocus Pocus deck without a Hocus Pocus tarot spread? This one will help you remember what has been, reflect on what is, and look toward what will be. This is an excellent choice when you have no specific question in mind, but wish for the cards to guide you toward a better understanding of your current situation. Also a nice spread to have. And then there's just some information about the authors and the artist. And I know we got a little sneak peek at what the cards look like, but let's take a closer look. And I had to show you this. There's a black flame candle on the inside of the box. We're going to start Max's journey where it started in the movie as well, with the Fool card as he's lighting the black flame candle. And we have none other than Winifred as the magician, her sister Sarah as the high priestess, and can't place who the empress is. Let me look at the guidebook real quick. Jenny Dennison. So she would be Max and Danny's mom. It's kind of funny because their parents really weren't very much help in this movie. They were too busy partying. And this I instantly recognized as their dad at the Halloween costume party that they were at as the Emperor. I'm also noticing that as I go through these cards, they have more of a matte finish to them. They're not as easy to handle. I'm wondering if the more I work with them and the more they get broken in, the easier they would get to handle. And this is probably my only second or third time going through this deck, so they definitely have not been handled very much. But I will say the colors are great, the art is great, and so far I'm really liking the style and the direction that they took with this deck. It's super fun, and it's definitely making me want to watch the movie. None other than Book as the Hierophant. This I thought was super cute for the Lovers card, where Max was giving his phone number. And here comes in Mary with the chariot, riding her vacuum. Classic. Danny for sure deserves the Strength card. Billy representing the Hermit card, which I don't know if that's fair with him being, buried and all that, but I can see where they were going with that. I also thought this was a neat interpretation of this card with having Danny in the center of the salt circle, the protection circle, as the Wheel of Fortune. The burning of the Sanderson sisters as Justice. Here's another one where I would have to go back to the guidebook to look, as this is obviously not a traditional major arcana card, and this one's called Suspension, and this is where it has those two not so nice high school boys, with Sarah playing with the blonde one. And we have another different major arcana card here with assuming it's when they first turned Binks into the cat, and this one's called Transformation. Here we have Allison as Temperance. We have another different major arcana card, but I'm not mad about it. I'm so glad they included this one. And it's called The Master. And probably one of the funniest parts of the movie. We have the Tower. And here we have Thackeray Binks' sister Emily as the Star card, which I thought was sweet. Have Mary coming back in with the moon. Winifred's demise with the sun. They love to use cemeteries for these cards, and for this one it's judgment. I thought this one was sweet too. It's when Thackeray and Emily reunite at the end, finishing out the major arcana, bringing the story to a close with the world. So next we'll move to the candles, and for whatever reason that one represents cups. It's very pretty for the Ace of Cups. A little Halloween buffet for the Two of Candles. A skull with some candles for the 3. 4 flames for 4. 5. 6. A lot of just drippy, melty candles. 7. 8. 9. 10. Danny coming in with the page, and that's the illustration we saw in the guidebook, which I absolutely love that illustration. The black flame candle standing in for the night. I love this card. I feel like this is definitely more appropriate with the mom coming in with the Queen of Candles. Then we have the MC for the dance party as the King of Candles. Next, we're going to go to the suit of pumpkins, which is taking place of the traditional suit of pentacles. This reminds me a little bit of the Nightmare Before Christmas that I reviewed before with the Ace of Pumpkins. Trick-or-treaters for the 2. A nice little stack of pumpkins for 3. 4. 5. Little lollipop of bouquet for 6. Some more pumpkin treats for 7. 8. 9. 10. If you haven't watched my last deck review with The Nightmare Before Christmas, I did pose a question on here. One of the reasons why this quickly became one of my vanity decks is I rely heavily on symbolism when I'm reading my cards, and well, I absolutely love this art style. I love the illustrations. I love what they've done with the deck and how they've interpreted it from the movie into a traditional tarot deck. There's some symbolism here, but like things like this and all the pumpkins we just saw are very literal to me, and I feel like I found myself continually going back to, okay, so here's the 10 of pumpkins, which would be the 10 of pentacles. What does a traditional 10 of pentacles look like, and what is this card trying to tell me, as opposed to just looking at this card and being able to interpret it off the bat. I guess that's where the guidebook comes into, and if I truly wanted to read with this deck, I'd have to spend more time with the guidebook, which I definitely could do that. But in the last video, I had asked how you might interpret these cards. Do you find it easy to read cards like this, or are you more on the traditional side as well? So let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. And we go into more of the scenes of the movie with the Page of Pumpkins and some trick-or-treaters. Got that jerk from the high school bully stealing candy from kids with the Knight of Pumpkins. Allison being the queen that she is. King of Pumpkins. Now we're going to move on to the suit of potions, which is the equivalent to the suit of wands. Here we have the Ace of Potions. Ooh, this one's cool for the 2 of Potions. I like that. 3, 4, 5. We have some Oil of Boil, 1 for Billy, Bat Tooth, Hair of Wolf, and Spider Legs. Yum. And you can't forget the Dead Man's Toe. Someone's stirring up a pot of newt saliva. And here's Mary carrying everything, probably to bring to Winifred. And all of the potions. Rounding it out for the 10. You have the Page of Potions. Knight of Potions. I recognized her right away as Max's teacher from the beginning. And here we have Billy as the King of Potions. And then we're going to be wrapping it up with the Suit of Lightning, which is the equivalent of the Suit of Swords. Here we have the Ace. The 2. Book making a reappearance with 3. 4. Pink's not looking very happy with 5. Ooh, Max getting it in 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And these guys making a reappearance in the Page of Lightning. I love that they even included ice in the back of his head. That's such a great detail. Got the bus driver as the knight. The quote-unquote master's wife as the queen. And then Max bringing us home with the king. So aside from those small criticisms I had with the finish on the cards and the different suits and them being a little confusing, overall this is a fantastic deck. It's definitely one that I will never regret buying. If anything, it's a source of nostalgia for me and a little bit of fun. And let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. If you could just take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when the next video goes up. I would greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you there. Until then, take care and be well.